I mean, one, I'm just really honored to be by Patrisse's side, you know, and learning from her and learning also learning from the other artists and activists and coalition members, um, to be part of that history, to be standing by them. And it's also kind of like, I didn't think as a young student, I didn't think that this would happen again, you know. Like thinking about like when I was studying a lot about the civil rights movement, Chicano movement, it's like, wow, they're really standing up for something cool. I would do that too. And then it's like, okay, yeah, it's your turn. It's like, what? I thought that was over, you know? But it's really much still alive, and it's really trying to continue to build off of the work that our elders and other activists have been working on for many and many many years. I mean, all the way to Harriet Tubman, you know, like going way back. Um, uh, but part of like the Ifa tradition, um, I it's a spiritual work. That's what I really think that it's like what's happening now with the tradition is like really taking on these promises of like trying to do our best to be it's called iwapele, good character, being good character with each other, um, and to be honest with each other, to have love, to be humbled, you know, to have humility. Um, uh, and those teachings are in a lot of religions, you know, or different practices. Um, but for me, for some reason, like just even reflecting about those within the tradition, it just becomes a little bit more real, because you can see your actions affect someone else, because we're all interconnected.
Even the squirrels.
Even the squirrels, they're just like running around. There's 3 squirrels. Wow, that's a really beautiful thing to see.
There's a lot to learn on this campus.
That is really cool. Um, but yeah, it's just like really trying to do our best to follow these teachings and be in good relationships with each other. I think that's what the tradition tells you, like tells us to practice, you know, and you know, and being supported by the Irumile, being supported by our even our own Ori, that's like our head that's connected to Oldumare, you know, the universe, the creator, the, you know, like it's just kind of like using the tools that you already have, like, you know, your head, like you make decisions every day, you know, just like it's just having to be mindful about it and to be clear about it, you know. And there's times that, you know, you're not going to do the right thing, but it's also being human is like you have to learn, you know. It's like it's trial, it's through experience that you learn. um, yeah, like the tradition can offer many things to someone, you know. And um, yeah, and thinking about in the context of like, you know, as you're mentioning, like movement, I think the spiritual is also political. uh, that's not necessarily really talked about as much, but I do think that like really going back to our indigenous practices is an important element, because it really brings us back to what came before, and how do we practice this with each other. And yeah, it's just even just ceremony and prayer, and um, I think about all these different elements that Ifa can offer. For one, knowledge, wisdom. Uh, the main thing for me would be discipline. You know, discipline's a really big thing. Yeah, when you fall, you got to get up. You know, you just got to keep on going. Uh, you know, I think that's just part of the human nature of things. Is just always trying to do better. Um, there's a thing that they say that to have faith is like knowing that tomorrow's going to be better.